Hi, my name is Anneli Portman, and this lesson in Finnish political culture and system is all about the parliament. Here you can see a lovely picture of the parliament building on a sunny day. The people use their power, because the power in Finland resides with the people. They use their power through the representatives they've elected to the parliament. The parliament on the inside looks like this. You can see the way the members of parliament are seated, and you can also see the very central role of the speaker of the parliament. The Finnish word for the parliament is eduskunta, and it is the supreme decision-making authority in Finland. There are 200 members of the parliament who are elected every 4 years using a direct proportional system. The parliament website, which also is in English, is the following. You can see it on the screen. The Finnish parliament is a working parliament. What does this mean? Of course, all parliament work, but that is a specific term referring to as a trait of the Nordic legislators, where the eduskunta can be categorized as a working parliament, which emphasizes that it's actually there to work rather than just to debate. And the work is more specifically carried out in committees, not in the plenary sessions. According to Arder, the 3 criteria of a working parliament are, first of all, a division of labor among the parliamentary committees which mirror the jurisdiction of the respective ministries. Standing orders that lift committee work above plenary sessions. That means that a member of parliament can be absent from a plenary session if there is a committee meeting going on. And thirdly, the MPs concentrate on legislative work instead of just grand debates on the floor. What does the parliament do? Well, the main tasks of the parliament, first of all, are to make laws. The legislative work of the parliament is governed by the principles of constitution and the procedure of the parliament. The parliament also approves the state budget, and it ratifies international treaties. Through its committees, it also forms and formulates the EU decision-making and foreign policy to a large extent. The parliament also oversees the government. How does the parliament do its work? Well, there are parliamentary groups which shape policy. The committees prepare the laws and the other matters, and then the plenary session makes the final decisions. This work is directed by the speaker, and together with deputy speakers and the Speaker's Council. The current Speaker of the Parliament is Maria Lohela. The Parliamentary Office provides services for MPs and is headed by the Secretary General of Parliament. The term of the Secretary General is not bound by elections, which means that at the core of Parliament there is somebody who is actually an expert and has seen many MPs come and go. And therefore it is a very trusted position. Maija-Leena Paavola, the current Secretary General of Parliament, is the first ever woman to hold this position. How are the laws made in Finland? Well, first of all, either an MP makes an initiative, this happens more rarely, or the government proposes a bill. There is an initial plenary debate, after which the proposal is sent to a specific committee that goes through the proposal, checks how appropriate it is, checks the necessities of it, and checks how it fits in with other laws, and maybe listens to experts. Then it is read in a plenary session, section by section. Then a grand committee goes through it. Then, after a second plenary reading, there is a voting. And at this point, the voting is very simple, either yes or no. And at the end of this, the president then ratifies the law. The state budget. The budget for 2016 is more than 54 billion. Let's take a closer look at it. Budget in the parliament is the handling of this is began with a preliminary debate in a plenary session. This is the most important debate in Parliament. At the end of this, the proposal is referred to the Finance Committee, and after the committee stage, the budget proposal returns to the plenary session, where the Parliament approves the budget in a single reading. This can take a very, very long time, and it includes a thorough debate on each sector and votes on the members' initiatives to change the budget. It literally includes hundreds of votes, and it's a very important phase for the MPs to show how they vote and how they take into account the interests of their constituencies, regardless of whether these interests are actually passed and the budget modified. Here you can see how the budget is divided, the budget expenditure, how it's divided this time in 2016. And what the needs are. You can see that there is a large section of money that needs to go to social affairs and health, but also finance, education and culture have their share. Who's in control? That's always the question. Is the parliament in control or the government in control? Remember, the parliament is directly elected by the citizens, and the government is then formed after the elections without the citizens having a direct say. Well, it is the parliament that controls the government. According to the constitution, the government and each minister must enjoy the confidence of the parliament in all of their activities. So the parliament can call into question what the government does or what single ministers do. And the government must explain and defend its actions. This is an example of how the Finnish emphasis on transparency and honesty works in practice. And also the expectations that all information is there available, that everybody can have a say. So the egalitarian emphasis is also seen here. The parliament controls the government through the following instruments. First of all, rights of information. The parliament can ask anything and the government will answer. And there are plenary debates where the position of the government is debated back and forth and the opposition has a say. And through parliamentary questions and votes of confidence. The government currently has 124 seats and the opposition has 76 seats. Time to think. What is the parliament in your country like? How does it differ from the Finnish one? Now you know a little bit more of what makes Finland tick.